Hello everyone and welcome back to another 3rd edition Batman miniature game battle report. 350 rep for you today of a team, the Batman Who Laughs team versus a League of Assassins crew. It's the same team as last time, but we'll go over it again in a second. And still playing on this very nice Batcave themed map for at least this one, then we'll probably change it up again for next time. A few more props added as well just to make it look a little bit better as well. Anyway, let's get things started and look at the crews. So here is the Batman Who Laughs team, of course, again, same as last time, and also, of course, being led by the man himself. Then there's also the Damien Who Laughs, but a different change this time. There's 2 Robin Who Laughs, and then instead of the other 2, they've been replaced for the same point total with the Commissioner, so he's going to be in from the get-go. However, the other 2 Robins will be able to make an appearance if any henchmen or free agents worth more than 25 rep get killed while within 8 inches of the Batman Who Laughs. His objective deck is almost the same, a little bit traded out because there's some cards free now that he's not up against Batman. And I think that covers everything. Yep, that covers. Oh, and they still have Darkness and Hunter as their bonus skills from last time as well. So here's our League of Assassins crew being led by Talia al Ghul, and she's backed up by the Heretic. And then we have from the new Acolytes that came out around at the same time that the 3rd edition Raish arrived. I think it's 1, 3, and 4. It's the 2 with ranged, the 1 with the sword, and then also at the back we have Cheshire to do her poison stuff. Poison was done incorrectly in the last battle report. In 3rd edition it's actually literally impossible to cure yourself of poison. You can resist the effects to take damage, but you can't cure yourself, so that was done incorrectly. It didn't make any difference to the result, of course, but it was something done wrong. So now we have to see what the twist and deployment type is. So on either side of this smoking vent we have our deployment type on the left and twist on the right. You know what, in an own twist, let's do the twist before deployment type. So the twist for this is Labyrinthian Sewer. Let me get that in focus for you. I think that's in focus for you. Models at the end of an activation within, that end their activation within 4 inches of a sewer marker suffer enervating 1. Okay, that might be relevant. So Labyrinthian Sewer will be in play. Deployment type is, oh, that's a weird one, Standoff. During the first round, models cannot perform attacks or use traits that inflict damage. Oh, okay, so it is literally, they're both standing each other off down the middle of the line, essentially like that. And you're not allowed to attack, so the first round would just be positioning and suspect markers. That's a little dull, but we've never done this one, I think, so sure, we'll get this one set up, see who's going first, and be back at deployment. So here we are with everything set up. The League of Assassins is on this end of the table. Well, I mean, both teams are in the middle, but this side of the table is representing the League of Assassins. They are deployed as you see with Audacity where you can see it. Now the important thing to remember is you can't place suspect markers within 2 inches of your own deployment zone. So that does mean there's this awkward 8-inch bubble for each team that they have to be 10 inches, well, you know, an extra 2 inches out from that to be able to actually place suspect markers, assuming they want to, of course. If we come around this way, we can see where the Batman Who Laughs team has set up. They're basically all huddled together. The only one without Audacity is this Robin here because he knows what he did. And other than that, there is 1 card being played, which has not been left out. Where is it? There it is. It is Die Hard, because it's literally impossible to stop this being scored thanks to the criteria on the deployment type. It doesn't really matter, but hey, the Damien Who Laughs, he's not going to get removed as a casualty or KO'd because you're not allowed to attack in battle round 1 for this particular setup, so that's an automatic score. It's the only card being played in the Raise the Plan phase, but it is the League of Assassins going first. We'll probably gun through this first round as quickly as possible because, again, there's no fighting to be had. Might be able to do some shenanigans with special actions though. Let's see. So first activations for both sides have actually been done. First of all, for the League, it was League Acolyte 3. I think it's 3. The one with the eagle, hawk, whatever it is. Activated with Audacity, but just moved back far enough that he was outside of 2 inches from within their deployment so that he could place a suspect marker. Nothing else triggered, that's all he did. For the Batman Who Laughs first activation, the Commissioner activated, and he also essentially did the same thing, which is why we're covering this together. Just outside of 2 inches away from where the deployment was, put down a suspect marker, except this suspect marker is a Stinky Fish, which is also basically a guaranteed score because of where it is as well, but that's also in play alongside Die Hard, and that's it right there. So back over to the League. 2 more activations down. Cheshire activated for the League. She did not have Audacity, so she just did a move action for 12 inches in total, came around the corner L-shaped there, ended her turn there. These dice are just to remember where the two deployment zones were for the purposes of putting down suspect markers. Incidentally, that's why they're there. Then for the Batman Who Laughs, the Robin Who Laughs with Audacity, moved 12, also in an L shape, ended up over there, because remember, everybody wants to stay clear of 4 inches of sewer graying when they end their turn, otherwise they're going to get enervating 1. So he wanted to clear out a little bit, and yep, back over to the league. So 2 more activations to cover that are basically mimicking one another, because what can you do if you can't do any attacks for the first battle round? This League Assassin just did a move kind of round from there. He was next to Talia, so now he is there in front of the Batman Who Laughs. And then the Robin, without Audacity, just did a move, is next to the lamppost, although it's not too important. Sorry, there's some hairs there. And that's it. He didn't have Audacity either. So now it's over to either Talia, the heretic, or the other bow-wielding assassin. So as the wind is raging outside, next 2 activations done and dusted. The heretic activated didn't have anything to do because all his special actions involve being better at murder. So he just did a half move up to there, maybe challenging the Batman Who Laughs, who knows, he's there. And then the Damien Who Laughs also just did a move 12 inches to where you can see him, perhaps going after his mother. And again, he doesn't have any specials that he can do outside of combat, so actually I don't think he has any special actions at all, come to think of it. But he's not allowed to attack. They want to attack. Round 2 is going to be so bloody, it's not even going to be funny. So anyway, Talia, Orbis, Assassin needs to go, and then the Batman Who Laughs activates, and then that's all for them. So then whoever doesn't go out of them just gets to go. And that'll be the end of Battle Round 1, and then we can get into the fun stuff. So we are just going to go over the last 3 activations of Battle Round 1 in this turn where they can attack. So first things first, the other Assassin activated and moved back to where you can see him over there. The Batman Who Laughs moved up, tried to goad Talia into moving towards him. She passed her willpower roll, so she wasn't affected. Then Talia herself activated. She moved back and she used her special action to do Order, which just says a friendly model within line of sight places a suspect marker. It doesn't say one way or the other whether it ignores the rules for suspect marker placement, i.e. distance to another one, distance to deployment zone. It isn't specific, so who knows. Either way, it's been placed there, and that does take us to the end of Battle Round 1. So there's no stun or anything to recover from, it's just a recap. This doesn't look fresh, and Die Hard have both scored for the Batman Who Laughs for 4 victory points in total. Nothing for the League. It will be the Batman Who Laughs team going first as we go into Battle Round 2, and we'll see if any cards are being played in the Raise the Plan phase. So pre-first activation in Battle Round 2, we do have a card being played by the League of Assassins. From the Shadows is being played, and you target an enemy model, mark it as an objective. If that model is the first one removed as a casualty this round, you score. So this Robin Who Laughs, which is next to the Damien Who Laughs, is now worth 2 victory points to the League. That's the only card being played. Now it's over to the Batman Who Laughs and their first activation. Oh, and also you can obviously see who's been given Audacity on the table there. The Commissioner right at the back has some as well. So who could have seen this coming? The Batman Who Laughs was the first activate. He turned around and immediately went after his most dangerous competition on the table, the Heretic. He actually whiffed really badly with his rolls. He loses 1 attack die because the Heretic has light armor default. All said and done, it was just 1 attack die and the strength die that got rolled, although he has sharp, so the strength die could get re-rolled, but it didn't need to. It got a crit, and his scythe has bleed too, so instead of a normal crit, it just does the 2 extra damage. So all said and done, it did 6 blood to the Heretic. He's still alive, he's got 9 endurance, he's pretty tough, so he's got 3 left. But Corrupted got played, not part of the scenery, Corrupted got played not as a objective card, but as a resource for 1. A model damaged by an attacker that's within 8 inches of a friendly Batman Who Laughs, he's within 8 of himself, suffers a poison effect. So the Heretic is now poisoned. Take that, Cheshire, you're not the only one who can do poison. Good turn. He's obviously still alive and kicking, which doesn't bode well for the Robin, who is a marked man. So knowing full well that they need to get on the scoreboard, the Heretic activated and went after the target rather than the Batman Who Laughs. He activated Unstoppable, so 2 successful blocks was required for every 1 hit they got through. He charged in with his big sword, he did 6 blood, he has killed that poor Robin Who Laughs. He's not laughing anymore, which also has scored from the Shadows and put the League of Assassins on the scoreboard. So next up for the Batman Who Laughs was the Robin Who Laughs, who was over there with Audacity. Did a move action and then a manipulate for his tactical to put down a suspect marker, except it is a snitch. The most OP card in the Batman deck in my opinion. So yep, it's been placed. If it's still there by the end of the turn and there's no enemy within 4. Actually, an enemy within 4 I think that could be countered. Even if he's up there, yeah, I think it could actually be countered this time. It forces a move, but yeah, I think it can. Well, either way, if there's no enemy within 4, it will score at the end of the turn. So it might force the League of Assassins' hand. So one of the bow-wielding assassin acolytes, the one that was next to Talia there without Audacity activated, but he was within 8 from Talia, so he had a free manipulate. He just did a move action. With his 10 inches, he barely got to within 4, so he is within 4, so that snitch marker will not score this turn, which I presume means it still stays there and might score in the future round. I don't actually know. Either way, he then, with his free manipulate, placed a suspect marker which triggered under their noses, placed a suspect marker within 4 of an enemy suspect marker. Snitch is a suspect marker. It says it counts as 1, so that has scored, and now it's back over to the Batman Who Laughs. So the next activation for the League of Assassins was the Falconry Acolyte, whose special action was the Falconry skill, so that just means he can shoot at anyone within 16 regardless of line of sight as long as they're within 6 of a friendly suspect marker. He opted to fire at this Robin Who Laughs over here. Also, a mistake earlier, I thought the Batman Who Laughs scythe had bleed 2 on a crit. It doesn't, it just has bleed 2, so it's actually even better than I thought it was. Either way, just a correction. The Falconry Acolyte shot their 1 per game, because they only have 1 caustic poison arrow at the Robin Who Laughs, and as you probably just saw, it did 2 blood and also the bleed 1 effect. Didn't take him out, he has 2 endurance left, and he didn't move because it's an aim weapon, so he's just staying right where he is. The Damien Who Laughs was next to activate with Audacity. He moved in behind this assassin, attacked him as best he could. The assassin, or acolyte assassin, whatever, did really well with his defense rolls, so all said and done, of 4 attacks that were originally successes, only 1 got through for 1 blood, 1 stun, and enervating 1, but that just lowers his effort limit by 1 until the end of the phase, presumably. So now it's back over to the League of Assassins for their next activation. Cheshire was the next up and had Audacity. First, she did a movement action. She has 12 inches, so she can go quite far. She went into base to base with the Commissioner down here, which is a bit hard to get the angle on. She attacked him with her poisoned sword. His defense rolls were really good, so no damage got through at all, and she had nothing to do with her other action. So yeah, she's in his face, but was unable to damage him. So it is over to, I think, the Commissioner actually to end the turn for the Batman Who Laughs team, and then back over to Talia for the Assassins. Oh, and this guy here. Forgot he was alive. So the Commissioner activated, and rather than attack Cheshire, he used his tactical action first to put down a suspect marker that has become a stinky fish, and there's, well, someone could technically reveal it. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have Audacity, so he can't. That ninja, acolyte assassin, could technically, I think that's like 12 inches, so could probably make it in there, but he doesn't have Audacity, so he can't. So never mind. So that's probably a guaranteed score at the end of the turn then, which kind of makes up for the snitch not scoring, but that's in play. Then he did a movement action, didn't move his full movement, just moved there, didn't want to get into base to base, because again, that acolyte doesn't have Audacity, so basically his only option is to attack Damien. So that's it. And so speaking of which, that assassin gets to do what he wants, so does Talia, and that will take us to the halfway point. So for the last 2 activations, this acolyte, again, he had nothing else he could do. He attacked the Damien Who Laughs, did not do any damage, however, he did get a crit, and presumably that still procs the knockdown even if the damage doesn't go through because it's a crit. I'm not sure, the rulebook is not clear. We're going to say that it does, but that might be incorrect. I think because the rulebook specifies when there's a crit effect, that goes through even if no damage is dealt. But that's not an effect, that's a, well, it's a status. Who knows, we're not sure, so, you know, if it's wrong, let us know. Anyway, and then Talia, activated with Audacity, moved over there, didn't do anything else with her turn. She's basically just keeping out the Batman Who Laughs way, and the fact that Damien is knocked down or not is probably not going to matter if he gets an early activation because he can just stand up. But that does take us to the cleanup for Battle Round 2. So as we enter the end of Battle Round 2, the card Eradicate the Order is being played by the League of Assassins. Have more suspect markers in play than your opponent. Batman Who Laughs has none in play, well, has the snitch, but there's 1, 2, 3 in play for the league, so that has scored for the league. The stun on this acolyte has been healed, because 1 stun is healed at the end of the turn, and the Stinky Fish has played and scored for the Batman Who Laughs team. However, the snitch did not, so presumably it stays in play as a potential score after this. Oh, there is poison rolls to do. Forgot about that. So with the poison tests, the heretic passed, however it stays at level 1 poison, it doesn't go away, but no damage. This Robin Who Laughs, however, failed his endurance roll and has taken an additional 1 blood, so he is 1 blood away from dying. So with that, we're going into battle round 3, see who's going first, and where Audacity is being given out, along with if any objective cards are being played. So we're all set up for battle round 3. It will be the Batman Who Laughs going first again this round, and as you can see, well, Audacity is basically given to every survivor of the Batman Who Laughs team, because there's only 4 of them, but you can also see where the Audacity has been given to League of Assassins, who are doing a little bit better. Not sure points wise. It's always good to keep it as a surprise and add up only at the end. Anyway, let's get started. So the man himself, the Batman Who Laughs, activated with Audacity. He moved into contact with the Heretic and he annihilated him. That was 2 successful hits plus the bleed 2 for a total of 6, which is well and above the 3 required to actually kill him, so he is gone. And also that has scored Seasoning the Mix. A model with the poison effect is removed as a casualty. The Heretic was poisoned. When this happens, both players discard a card at random from their hand, which has already happened. So that is 2 victory points. And now it's over to the League. Sans having the Heretic there. He is gone. Cheshire was first up for the League. She activated with a move action, then did a tactical attack. With her poison katana, it did 2 blood and also did poison the Commissioner, which then triggered Mortal Wound as a resource. Not as an objective, as a resource. Choose an enemy model affected by poison within 4 inches of a model with the alias Cheshire, which he is obviously. They must immediately make a poison roll. He did, he failed it, so 1 more blood. That puts him at 3 out of his 6 endurance, and obviously he is still poisoned as well. Speaking of which, okay, it's back over to the Batman Who Laughs team. The Damien Who Laughed activated with Audacity. He did an attack action as his tactical first on this Acolyte, and this Acolyte is just scoring all the defense rolls, all the 5s and 6s. He didn't take any damage again, so the Damien Who Laughs decided to take a new attack, did a movement action over to here, towards Talia, and that's all. So taking advantage of the Damien Who Laughs coming closer, this Acolyte activated with Audacity. His bow has aim though, so he couldn't move. He just shot a normal arrow right into his sternum and hit him for 2 blood. All said and done. Back over to, oh, is it just Gordon? No, that Robin that's slowly dying of poison over there can also activate. So it was the Commissioner who activated, and he fired his pistols point blank into Cheshire for 2 hits that got through for 2 blood, 2 stun. She's not in any immediate danger of dying. He then did a move action, backed up a little bit towards the Batmobiles, and is hopefully staying safe over there. Again, his poison still lasts. So now either Talia is going, the other Acolytes, or either of the Acolytes that hasn't gone. Talia activated and moved in against the abomination that was her son. She attacked him, all said and done, 4 blood damage through, coupled with the 2 on him already. The Damien Who Laughs isn't laughing anymore. He is gone. Didn't trigger any objective cards though, but that is 1 more model off the field. So now it is that Acolyte and the one that's hidden by the T-Rex that both activate to end the turn, and neither of them have Audacity, I think. Yeah, neither of them do. So the last 2 activations of the penultimate battle round. This Acolyte had no Audacity, so he just did a move action into the base space with the Batman Who Laughs. This one over here did unhindered movement, or whatever it's called, just to climb up onto here. His bow has aim though, so he can't even like snap fire it. Looking at the Robin Who Laughs over there, who will also have to do a poison check along with the Commissioner, and that's it as we end the battle round. So at the end of that battle round, another Eradicate the Order is being played for the League of Assassins, so that's 3 more victory points for having more suspect markers in play than your opponent. Also, both the Commissioner and the Robin Who Laughs took another point of blood damage from poison, and that is enough to actually kill him. They had one of the Cheshire cards that would have scored, but didn't, but he's now no longer guarding that suspect marker. You can see who has Audacity. The Batman Who Laughs crew is just down to the man himself and the Commissioner. If he actually killed someone, he could get a free Robin back, but who knows. So yeah, with that, we're going into battle round 4. So in the Raise the Plan phase of the final battle round, From the Shadows is being played by the League of Assassins, and the target is going to be the Commissioner. So he is the target. If he goes down, that's another score. It's in play for the turn. There's nothing being played for the Batman Who Laughs team, and it will be the League of Assassins with first activation. So I'm sure surprising nobody, the first activation was Cheshire, because she's the one that can get to the Commissioner. She rushed him down, she attacked him. Now, something to point out, it has totally been forgotten for this entire battle report about the sad life rule the Commissioner has, so people activating within 8 of him and doing actions have to spend efforts. Efforts haven't been getting used thus far because everyone's doing blood damage. So, well, actually, they really should have been getting used because it's blood damage. But it hasn't made a difference to any of the outcomes as a result of that. But yes, it was entirely forgotten, his sad life rule. Either way, though, he took 6 damage from Cheshire, so he is very dead. He is gone, which does mean... where's the card? There it is. From the Shadows has immediately been scored. So we'll see what, if anything, the Batman Who Laughs can do, because he is the last man standing for that crew. So the Batman Who Laughs activated with Audacity. He went after Talia as his final act of the game. He did pretty well. He did 6 blood, that's including the bleed too, but she has 7 endurance, so didn't kill her. So Corrupted was played as a resource again, and basically just to poison her, because if she fails the poison roll, she'll die in the end phase of the game, which probably won't trigger anything, but hey, it's spiteful, and the Batman Who Laughs seems like the spiteful sort. So now, Talia, this guy, all the acolytes in fact, they all get to do whatever they want, and then that's the end of the game. So we are very quickly just going to cover the rest of the activations because the game is over. So this acolyte moved, put down a suspect marker. These acolytes shot arrows at the Batman Who Laughs, but he still has his darkness rule, so he counts as being in cover, and also just has good defense anyway. So So he is hard to hit and did not get hit. Talia was probably the best chance, and he just rolled really good defense against her. Now, her poison roll got rolled just to see if the spiteful death happened. It did not. She lived. Again, it didn't matter for points. The snitch card will not score because there is an enemy within 4 of it again, but the third and final, Eradicate the Order, will score in this round because there is more suspect markers in play for the League than... It's not even the Batman Who Laughs team anymore, it's just the Batman Who Laughs, because those acolytes are surprisingly sturdy. So it's time to discover who won, and I think one pile is thicker than the other, but hey, let's see. So the Batman Who Laughs, 2, 4, 6, 8, and the League, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A clear and decisive victory for the League. So another showing for the Batman Who Laughs team on the field, and another loss. And this time it's a little bit hard to blame it on anything other than just the weakness of the team. They don't have a lot of killing power, and they need to have killing power to replace their numbers as they're lost. And as they lose numbers, it's harder for them to do objectives, even if they do have all the best Joker and Batman cards. So they were at a little bit of a loss. Damien went down a bit easier than was expected, but the Robins are, they 2 hits from a double blood weapon take them out, which isn't that difficult to do with a bunch of assassins using double bleed weapons. Poison was done correctly this time around. There was a lot more of it in play. It makes it a lot more potent, knowing now that it isn't actually supposed to ever be cured. You can avoid the effects by passing an endurance roll, but you cannot get rid of it. And also you can apply more. I think you have to have at least level 3 poison before it starts doing double blood instead of blood offhand. That wasn't relevant here. It was fun that both sides kind of lent in on the poison though, that was amusing. So yeah, we'll probably have another table set up next time, different team. I'm curious how the Batman Who Laughs will do if he's not in his own team, if he's just a free agent, because he is just a free agent, so as long as you're not playing Joker or Batman, he can be brought in. I'm curious what kind of crew he would synergize with. His own team, I feel like we saw some of the weakness of it here. It could also just be that the League is just a good counter against him. There was obviously a little bit of unluckiness with the cards drawn, and the snitch card being caught, and also obviously the League of Assassins getting all 3 Eradicate the Orders from turn 2 onwards. That was just, I mean, that's 9 points right there. Take those away and all of a sudden it's a different result. But anyway, that is going to do it for this one. Please continue to show your support if you wish to see more Batman miniature game in the future. And also be on the lookout, if it's not already up, I don't think it will be, for some Gotham City Chronicles as well, if you want to see the other Batman miniature game going around. Thank you for watching this video though, and for any support. See you next time. Ta-ta for now.